Hello all. Today we look at one of the questions given in GATE 2020. The question is, consider a set of processes assumed to have arrived at time zero. Consider the CPU scheduling algorithm, shortest job first, and round robin. For round robin, we assume that the processes are scheduled in the order P1 followed by P2 followed by P3 and then P4. If the time quantum for round robin is 4 milliseconds, then the absolute value of the difference between the average turnaround time of SJF and RR round to two decimal places is, to give fill in the blank. The NPTEL reference video of this question is Week 5, Lecture 1 on CPU scheduling. The course name is Introduction to Operating System with Professor Chester Ribeiro, IIT Madras. Now let us look at what is the useful data before solving this question. So, what is CPU scheduling? CPU scheduling is a process of determining which process will own the CPU for execution while another process is on hold. So if we have a set of processes which are there in the ready queue, which process will get selected from the ready queue will be determined by the CPU scheduling. Now, the main task of CPU scheduling is to make sure that whenever the CPU remains idle, the scheduler can select at least one of the processes which is there in the ready queue for its execution. Now, there are many algorithms which exist for CPU scheduling. In this question, we are concerned with two algorithms. One is shortest job first, where the process with the lowest burst time will be selected first, and there's one more algorithm called round robin, which is an algorithm where processes are executed for a set amount of time, which we call the time quantum, and then once the time quantum expires, it is preempted and some other process is selected and executed in a round robin fashion. So, with this useful data, let us now solve the question. First, we will look at solving it using SJF, or shortest job first. In shortest job first, if there are a set of processes which have arrived at the same time, or if there are a set of processes which are ready to be executed, the process having the lowest burst time will be selected first. So the process P3 has the least burst time, so it will be scheduled first. So in our Gantt chart, process P3 will be selected first and it will execute for 2 seconds. Then process P4 will be selected and will be executed for 4 seconds, and followed by process P2 will be selected and will be executed for 7 seconds, followed by process P1 which will be executed for 8 seconds. So now we'll read from the right, and we see that the last time the process 1 was written, it was the time, and 21 is the time when process 1 finished. So at time equal to 21, process 1 finished. Time equal to 13, process 2 finished. At time equal to 2, process 3 finished. And at time equal to 6, process 4 finished. Now we know that turnaround time is nothing but the completion time minus the arrival time. So turnaround, since all the arrival times are 0, since it is written in the question, so turnaround time for all of them will be same as the completion time, right? So the total turnaround time, which we call TAT as well, is nothing but 42 milliseconds, right? And so the average turnaround time is 42 divided by 4, which is 10.5 milliseconds. So we now find for SJF, this is the average turnaround time. Now let us solve for round robin. In round robin, time quantum is given as 4 milliseconds. And this is our Gantt chart. And this is a queue. So in the queue, P1 followed by P2 followed by P3 followed by P4 will be executed because they have given this order. Okay. So now it will start from 0 and it will, and let me write the burst time as well over here. 8, 7, 2, 4. This is the burst time for P1, for P2, for P3 and for P4. So now P1 is scheduled and is executed for 4 milliseconds for the time counter, and then its burst time changes to 4 because it was executed for 4 milliseconds. P1 is executed, so it is popped from the queue, and since there is still a non-zero remaining burst time for P1, it will be scheduled again, so we will again append it to the end of the queue. Right? Now P2 gets a chance for execution. It will execute for 4 seconds, another 4 seconds. First time becomes in 3. P2 will be popped from the queue and will again be pushed. Okay. Then P3 will execute for 2 milliseconds because its burst time is only 2 milliseconds. It is completed its execution, so it won't be appended to the queue. So we know that P3 completion time is 10 milliseconds. So its turnaround time is also 10 milliseconds since the arrival time is 0. Now P4 will get a chance to execute. It will complete its execution at time equal to 14, and it will be popped from the queue and it will not be pushed back. Now P1 gets popped from the queue. P1 is executing for its entire time quantum. Of the remaining burst time of P1 is 0, so we know that P1 is also over. So completion time of P1 is 18, turnaround time is also 18. Then we pop P2 from the queue. We schedule P2. It will take 3 milliseconds and then complete its execution. So for P2, the completion time is 21, turnaround time is also 21. This is how we solve the question. Now the total turnaround time for round robin is 63 milliseconds. Right? So the average turnaround time is 63 by 4, which is 15.75 milliseconds. What is the difference, absolute difference between the two? The absolute difference turns out is 5.25 milliseconds, which is our answer. I hope you got this. Thank you.